Hey everyone, this is Judi with JLBCrafts. Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, thank you so much for giving me a try. In this video, I'm going to be decorating and hand lettering the week of October 17th through the 23rd, and we are on Q week. Q was a hard one, but I decided to go with Q is for Quartz. So I have the old Stargazer sticker books. I have the mini and the classic, and there are these crystals in it, in both of the books. I have not used many of them. I'm not a big crystal person. And but there's a double theme for this one. Q is for Quartz, but I'm also going to use just the different shades of pink crystals. No blue, no green, no purple. And that is because there's a big group of us on Instagram that decided to do a collaboration. Lori Dean Plans spearheaded this. If you haven't watched her, she's a wonderful Canadian content creator, YouTuber, Instagram. She's got a group on Facebook. And she brought a big group of us together, and the plan was always for this particular week. We've been talking about it since sometime in September. We were always going to do a monochrome theme. At one point it was blue, but we decided to do pink for breast cancer awareness. So I thought, you know, I've done a couple of pink spreads already for October. I did one in my wellness. I did one in my horizontal. So I just realized Q for Quartz, there are plenty of pink stickers in here, and I absolutely adore doing a monotone pen practice, all different shades of pink, which is just so fun. So if you want to join us, definitely feel free. Do an all pink spread, and when you post it to Facebook or Instagram, or if you have a YouTube channel, include the hashtag group collab 2022, and I will link that in the description box of this video. We decided to go with that hashtag because nobody had used it before. So if you search on that hashtag on Instagram, there might be a couple of posts just starting to pop up as we advertise this collaboration. But also, in case this group just has so much fun that we want to do more before the end of the year, if we want to do more in 2023, we can just change that hashtag easily to be 2023. You don't have new hashtags to follow all the time. You can just follow one or two and see what we're up to. So feel free to do an all pink spread, throw that hashtag on there, and join in the fun. So, all right, so that is that. I pulled a couple more sticker books just in case I don't have enough crystals. In the pink, I have soft geode, so gold foil, but there's a whole bunch of pink crystals here. So yes, I'm stretching it. These definitely say quartz. I guess you can cut quartz into different shapes too. So I pulled, just in case I didn't have enough, I pulled all the quartz crystals, all the quartz and all the crystals I could find that had any pink in them. Some of these kind of get into the purples, but hopefully I don't need to go there. I pulled everything I could. And then I pulled this Simply Gilded washi tape. I don't know what it's called, but it goes from a hot pink to a really, really deep pink. It's got some pink and silver foil on it. So you guessed it, just like normal, I'm going to put this on the sides of my sheets. I'm going to put all my quartz crystals down the center and across the top. I'm not pulling my washi tape super tight because it will stretch and then your page will curl. That's what causes your page to curl. After you cut it, it contracts back to its natural state and your page curls along with it. So I do have a link in the description box. If you sign up for Simply Gilded's No Spam newsletter using that link, you'll get a coupon code for $5 off a purchase of $15 or more, and I will get that same link. Or I will get that same same link. I'll get the same coupon. And I have a hot pink tool pen to write in the assignments with. Boy, I had had to get creative there toward the end. I ran out of stickers. I knew I would, but that's okay. The theme is clear. We've got quartz. So let's see here. Capital Q. Quiz. If you are a student, that could definitely be a planner word. Quit. That could be part of like a sassy quote. Quit obsessing, quit whatever. Quad, if you are a medical person, that could be a word. Quip. Quag. And quay. So we'll get lots of U practice this week as well, because you can't really have a Q without a U. So, all right, I am going to pick my pens and zoom in, and I'll be back. Okay, so here are my pens. It actually took longer than I expected just because I wanted 4 pinks that looked relatively different from each other. So I have the firmest pen, Tombow Fudenosuke in the hot pink. I have the Calligraph in Cotton Candy. Come on, focus. There we go. I have the Weissbrand, which the Weissbrand and in its hot pink color, which the Weissbrand and the Calligraph, small end of the Calligraph, are about the same firmness, so I can go back and forth on what order those are in. And then I have the lightest pink in the Pentel Touch Brush Sign Pen. So I'm going to warm up with aces, just like always. I'm heavy-handed, so I warm up firmest pen to softest pen. If you are light-handed, I recommend you warm up in the opposite order. So this is the Tombow Fudenosuke. Tombow is the brand and Fudenosuke is the product line. Next I have the Calligraph, which is unique because it's a brush pen on both ends. So we'll do one big brush at the end. Next I have the Weissbrand, which is the brand, and Ultra Color I believe is the product line. And finally the softest pen I have today is the Pentel, that's the brand. The Brush Sign Pen is the product line. So let's do our deep dive into our capital Q. So right off the bat, if you think about it, it makes sense. It's basically just a big O with a little squiggle coming out. And that's, you know, that's normal. That's pretty standard. I'm not sure, well, I guess we'll find out. We'll go through the rest of them, but so they're starting, it looks like, up at the top, making it a big, long, heavy down, light up. They're coming around like I did a couple weeks ago with my O, and then they're just adding a little tilde down here, like when you cross your T, kind of. So this looks a little bit busy, but you know, it is what it is. So let's look at our other options. I've got the free download from Tombow, meant to be used with the Fudenosuke pens. So here is the Q, and it looks basically like a printed Q, which the Tombow letters are the most no frill of all of the letters. This is the Rainbow Crayola Calligraphy book that I got at Dollar Tree. So check your Dollar Tree. I've heard they are still available. So you can see where they start by the dot. They're starting just below the top line and doing a little bit, it's counterintuitive. They're doing a light down, a heavy up, and then they're doing heavy down, light up. So I hesitate every time there's one that goes against what we've been learning for the better part of a year now. But, you know, if you love it, go for it. So, and then they're doing, way down here at baseline, they're doing a little bit of a kind of a tilde thing. It almost looks like a floor that an O is sitting on. So, again, this one's not for me. The boxed set from Crayola that I happened to get at Walmart. Wow, we're focusing slow today. I don't know why. Here is this Q. So it basically is an O. There's the O, there's the Q, and then uniquely so far, compared to the other ones we've looked at, they're starting clear, clear, clear over here to the left and coming across and then coming down below baseline. So you can make your little swish that turns it into a Q as big as you want. But something they all have in common, they are definitely always down toward the baseline. Last but not least, I've got the Calligraphy Made Easy book that I happened to purchase at Walmart. So here is their Q. Again, you can see the Q and the O in the same shot. The Q is just the O with this little tilde added on. And so again, on this one, they're combining two of the ones we just looked at, where they're starting clear over to the left, and they're basically putting it under the O, not through the O. Which to me, that, again, it looks like an O that's sitting on a floor. It does not necessarily say Q clearly to me. And then for alternatives, there are no alternatives. This is the O, P, R, there's no Q in there. So I think it's pretty clear. I'm going to start out with my same O. Now, one of the things that changed for me, I dipped down a lot lower this year on my O than I did last year. So that we're going to have to play with it because that might make it look a little crowded to me. So let's try it. Let's do the O, which we just learned a couple weeks ago. So that's my O. And then now the thing I'm going to have to figure out is what the little crisscross tilde thing looks like. Like if I start it clear over here, I feel like it's too much. So let's try again. O, and then I think I want mine to start inside. That's not too bad. Rather than just repeating my O, I think I might minimize my swoop along that I end with a little bit so that it doesn't equal my little tilde there. Otherwise, I think to turn it truly cleanly into a Q, I want this to be smaller and this to be bigger so it takes focus and turns it clearly into a Q for me. So let's try that. So keeping that's a little too small, and then see, now that clearly to me says Q. So I think that's what I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna minimize my swoop. So it's gonna be a little bit different than my O, so that this definitely takes focus. I don't like this to be too choppy, too squiggly, a little too much squiggle. I like it to be a little flatter. Okay, so now that I've done a few, I think the thing that clearly shouts Q at me is when the only thing coming past the right side of my circle is this tilde. That defines it for me as a Q. So I can dip down low in the finish of the O portion. As long as I don't come way out like I did here on these first few, it jumps out and says Q to me right away. So for me, I don't know if it's because of the dyslexia or what, but I hate to struggle to stare at a letter and not know what it is right away. It's got to be pretty recognizable for me. So that's definitely where I'm gonna stay. And that way too, I don't have to get super hung up on exactly where I end with that. Because how many quotes are you going to have that have multiple capital Q's that you have to worry about them matching very well? Let's try connecting it to a word. So I'm just going to try to start in a spot with my U where I catch the end of that little tilde there. So I forgot about my tilde, and I was bringing this down and out to try to connect my U to that. So let's try that again. Okay, so I either need to start my U closer or bring this out just a tiny bit further, but I mean it looks like a connected word, so. So I kind of want the bottom part of my Z and the bottom part of my Q to look similar to each other. Since you're pretty much always going to be connecting the Q to the U, I figured it made sense to go ahead and squeeze a U in there. QUI again, let's try quit. So we'll have an ascender to kind of balance the big Q. And we'll be looking to make our little tilde on our Q similar to the tilde when we cross our T. At least I will be. Can't help but squish at the end of those because the T, they're all such, the last two letters are so skinny. All right, let's try quad. So we'll finally throw another vowel in the mix, and we'll do a different ascender. We'll do a D this time. Looks a little squished to me. Whew, I don't know if you guys can tell, but I am struggling today. Do you ever have those days where you just, it's not flowing? Like you keep dropping things, or you keep tripping over things, or banging into things. Just, there's no grace today. I'm not feeling any grace, any flow today. We all have those days. Well, even though I'm having an iffy day, we're halfway there. All right, let's try a descender now. We're gonna try quip. I was just noticing I spelled quag wrong. I spelled it Q-U-A-Q, which might be a word in a language somewhere, but it should be Q-U-A-G. So let's fix that real quick. See what I mean? It's one of those days, can you tell? All right, all fixed. Let's try quip. right, so moving over now to clear that because I can't comfortably fit my cube before it. Hi, buddy. Keep going. Keep going. I can't see what I'm doing. I can't see what I'm doing. All right. Well, you know what? I said I wasn't feeling it, and I'm still not feeling it. So I think I'll stop here for a sec, and I'll be right back after I give him some lunch. Okay. Now that everybody has eaten, myself included, I had a little snack. Let's try this again. Let's try quag, spelled properly now. I should look that up. Or you all can look it up. Not bad. I don't find Q to be a particularly vexing letter. It just wasn't flowing for me. So when that happens, you know, try again, take a little break, clear your head, try again a little later or the next day if you can. Like I said before, it happens to all of us. Don't beat yourself up. I think on this last row, I'm gonna write quay, but I'm also gonna squeeze in the word quartz here toward the end on any of the lines where it looks like it'll fit. So I gotta have the word quartz on here somewhere. All right, one more descender. We'll try a Y this time. Also, incidentally, I believe I've been mispronouncing this. I'll look it up after I get done filming. Whew, done. I am glad Jazzy made me take a little break. I do feel like things were flowing a little bit better there toward the end. So even if it was a quick break. So this year's Q practice and last year's Q practice. So I didn't really change the words at all from year to year, so we can do a direct comparison other than me writing quartz in over here. So not bad. Doesn't feel like a huge improvement compared to last year because I didn't really change things a whole lot. I did come across a lot more with the O portion of my Q, and I was doing a much more pronounced squiggle, tilde, whatever you want to call it, that last year than this year, although here some of these are a little crazy. But anyway, there we go, year over year. I hope you like this video. I hope you're still with me. I cannot believe we are in the home stretch. Just 2 months to go here shortly. So please keep tagging me on Instagram. And if you're just finding these videos now, there are 2 years worth by the time I get done. I am not doing a 3rd year. There is a Happy Planner lettering planner though, and you will be able to directly translate my challenge and all of my 2 years worth of videos to that new planner. So don't stress. Go ahead and get the planner, and those videos are not going anywhere. So you'll have plenty of time to practice and get as good as you want to get with your hand lettering. So I hope you like this video. If you do, please consider liking and subscribing. Thank you.